'Twas the night before early signing period, and all through the Grove, Keith Carter was dialing up boosters across this great country saying, you know what? Let's keep Lane Kiffin at home. Let's talk about the recent extension Kiffin got from the Rebels after another double-digit win season in Oxford. If you are new here, welcome on into the channel. My name is Cole Thompson. I'm a radio show host based in Houston, and I talk college football daily. So if this is the type of content you enjoy, plus coaching searches, the transfer portal, anything going on with National Signing Day, also known as early signing period, and a bunch of other nonsense, make sure you smash that subscribe button down below. Leave a comment telling me your thoughts on the future of Ole Miss now that Lane Kiffin is signed, sealed, delivered, and more than likely here to stay for the foreseeable future. Tell your friends, your family, your mortal enemies, your best of bros, college football aficionados, and Rebels fans everywhere about this channel. Make sure you follow me on social media at Mr. Cole Thompson. That way, the conversation of college football never has to stop flowing. So Lane Kiffin is signing another extension to stick around in Oxford for the foreseeable future. Now, we know the reason why this is happening. It's not only because of a breakout season with another shot of winning a New Year's Six Bowl, but it's also because if you can't give out contracts longer than 4 years in the state of Mississippi. But there is no rule about how much you have to pay an annual salary for a coach, and that will be a big deciding factor when it comes to what was the reasoning to offer this contract. More importantly, Lane Kiffin's earned every penny of it. This past year might be the culmination of what you're expecting moving forward from Ole Miss. 10 wins, New Year's Six Bowl, top 25 finish in the AP and college football playoff poll, regardless of how you finish the season in the Peach Bowl. More importantly, continued progress. You are seeing not only a culture be developed, an identity be developed, but consistency be developed in Oxford. And that's why you're giving out Kiffin this major contract. Look at the way that you have been winning on the recruiting trail. Look at the way that you have seen consistent growth from being a top 50 school to a top 30 school to a top 25 school to now being in the high teens, low 20s, and probably going to land some 4 stars that never would have considered Ole Miss as a frontline destination. Look at the names that you continue to see come in via the transfer portal. You're no longer just going out and adding in talent because you want to add in talent. You're adding in talent that fits the criteria of what you're looking for. Oh, and by the way, you're seeing continued progress when it comes to player development. More kids are leaving Ole Miss with the opportunity to get drafted because of what they're learning underneath Lane Kiffin. And Kiffin understands the game. Kiffin understands exactly where he resides compared to everyone else in college football, and he doesn't care. He doesn't let it hinder his success. He doesn't allow it to frontline him and push him to the wayside, and he doesn't allow that to stop him from going out and trying to sell the Rebels as the next big powerhouse program in the SEC. And by the way, it's working. It's working extremely well. You're now seeing 4 stars actually consider Ole Miss as a frontline destination, not a transfer portal destination. They're not longer going to to Georgia or to LSU or to Alabama or Michigan or Ohio State. And then 3 years from now, they go, maybe I want to give Ole Miss a try. No, they're looking at Ole Miss from high school. And once you get that involved, now you're starting to see what Texas did. Now you're starting to see what Florida State did. But no one's telling you not to go use the transfer portal. The portal is meant for a team like Ole Miss, where you add in proven commodities to fortify your roster and strengthen your results. But it's also great for depth purposes. It's also great to show where you lack talent and how you can evade that talent and add more to the spectrum that will only enhance your chances of making the college football playoff. Lane Kiffin this past year had a top 25 offense, an improved defensive line, an improved defense when it comes to tackles for losses, pressure rate, and sacks. Not to mention, they also are getting better when it comes to the talent that is coming in for 2024. Look at the names that you have recently added. Do you think that if Lane Kiffin wasn't there, they would even consider Ole Miss as a first option? No, politely disagree. The reason why you have what you have is because of the leader in the realm of possibility. That is the key here. Kiffin holds everything. And by the way, he beats to his own drum. He trolls people on Twitter. He doesn't care about calling people out in the national media. He is more than content with saying whatever's on his mind. Oh, and it works. People like the harsh, gritty reality of what Kiffin provides. Oh, and it works on the field too. 2 10-win seasons in 4 years with the Rebels. Do you know the last time Ole Miss had a 10-win season before Lane Kiffin got there? For multiple, my apologies. Do you know the last time Lane Kiffin was a coach on campus with multiple 10-win seasons? The last guy was John Vaught. I think you guys all know him pretty well. His name's on the stadium, and it happened back in 1962. That was the last time you had a coach get multi double digit win seasons. And now you want to build on that. Oh, and you're going to finish with the top 5 recruiting class when it comes to the transfer portal. You're going to finish with the top 20 recruiting class when it comes to the actual recruiting spectrum. And you're building something. If this was the year where we actually had a 12-team playoff, Ole Miss would have punched their ticket and they would have had a matchup for the ages. Everyone would be paying attention to what goes on when they travel to a certain destination and if they can hold their own and if they can win. More importantly, you're also seeing players want to come back. Like, look at this roster of what you've added in with talent, plus the talent that is already expected to return. Kagan Priesthorn, talking about Jordan Watkins, Trey Harris, not to mention Jackson Dart seems to be ready to sling it back up for 2024. Not losing Quinshon Junkins, not losing talent like Jared Ivey or JJ Pegas. Plus, you've added in premier SEC names that have already played at an elite level. Guys like Juice Wells, guys like Tyler Barron. You're the front runners, and I can tell you this right now. I have on good record, I believe Ole Miss is going to land former Texas A&M and number 1 defensive recruit in the portal, Walter Nolan. So all these pieces are coming together, and it's culminating to where you start to believe, you know what? I think that we can make the college football playoff. More importantly, I think we can win a college football playoff game. And you don't want to lose that spectrum. You want this to be your new brand and your new end goal every single year. So what do? You keep the guy who's been making these dreams a reality in the building for the foreseeable future. Anybody can go anywhere in the world. I can go take a job tomorrow in Chicago, but you want to what? If I get paid what I really like, I like the location I'm at, I like what my wife is able to do, all those things that are factors for me, I'm going to stick around. So you've already seen the investment pay off so far with Kiffin, where there's an uptick in the transfer portal. There's more progress on the recruiting trail. NIL is starting to get backed up. And you hear him all the time talk about if we want to be alongside the Alabamas and the Georgias of the world, we got to add in 5 stars. We got to get premier talent. And that comes with the NIL collective being a bigger brand than it has to already be. And they're starting to listen. They realize we have a coach who could take us to the end goal. We have somebody who we could build statues of, continue to see progress when it comes to getting first-round talents. More kids want to consider Ole Miss as a first option. We're going to let that walk? I don't think so. Kiffin alone has earned the right to get paid whatever he sees fit in Oxford. And you know what? With every single winning season of 10 plus, it's another year added to the contract. This is basically like Mark Stoops. Like Mark Stoops has it made in Lexington. Realistic expectations, no decisions when it comes to having to worry about what you add in via the portal, knowing where you reside in terms of recruiting, and you see progress and you're getting paid for it. And that's Kiffin. You get that with the resources that are going to continue to file in because of Ole Miss now sees this as an opportunity to be a player in the SEC. No more divisions, so you don't have to worry about Alabama, LSU, plus Georgia on the other side. It's the 2 best teams. They continue to do what they're doing. They're going to make it to Atlanta. They're going to win the SEC. They're going to be a college football perennial playoff contender for years on end. You got the guy. Once you got that guy, you pay him like he is the guy. And now you're putting your money where your mouth is. Kiffin has said on multiple occasions how Ole Miss could be something special if you had the buy-in. I think Keith Carter got the buy-in because he's more than happy to give out a lot of money to keep Kiffin around for the foreseeable future. And you know what? Sometimes the odd couple does work. Sometimes opposites do attract. Nobody would have imagined a kid who was supposed to be all the way out in California through most of his tenure, the USC coach that was fired on the tarmac, the guy who was the youngest head coach in NFL history, embarrassed by Al Davis with the Raiders, the final move that kicked him to the coffin. That guy comes to Magnolia State and blooms into something promising. Kiffin's the right guy in Oxford. And it's very clear the Rebels, they're putting their money where their mouth is. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video. Don't hit the X button yet. Make sure you hit subscribe to keep up with all of our daily content found on Just Saying It and anything else that we post on this channel. Bye.